Okay, so a few days ago, I was praying and made this promise to God, but I really meant it. And what I mean by that is, how many times have we made a promise to God, whether that was that we were going to stop doing a certain thing, if He blessed this certain area in our life, that this would be the last time we would do this, if He could just save us from this situation this time. We always make these promises to God, and we only do it when things are going wrong and we are kind of forced to. But that's all of us, and that's not a bad thing. That just is what it is. But a couple days ago, I really made this promise, and although I had tried to make this promise quite a few times in the past year, I really meant it this time. And I know God knew I meant it because of just how I was laying out everything. And it's so crazy because the biggest thing I learned from this, and I had never processed this before, is sometimes God just wants to know that you are willing to make the sacrifice that He wants you to sacrifice. Sometimes He just wants to see if you really do have that faith in Him. And when you really do that, you learn that you actually don't have to make the sacrifice that you promised that you would make in order to get what you know that He has for you. And I experienced that for the first time a couple days ago, and it just threw me off so much, because I didn't make that promise to Him because something was going wrong in my life. I actually just made that promise because I wanted to make that promise. I wanted to stop running in circles. I wanted to stop finding myself in the same situations, and ultimately I just wanted to grow as a person. I was just tired of being in the same place that I always was. So I made that promise because I actually just wanted to keep that promise. And like I said, it was something I was trying to keep for like the past year, but I meant it, but I didn't really mean it, because if I really meant it, I would have kept my word and my promise when it came to that. So when I did it, and I did it seriously, that's when that prayer was answered. And I was willing, and I am still willing, to just give it my all and do what I have to do. And when I truly meant that in my heart, God answered that prayer, and now I don't have to make that sacrifice, or make that sacrifice for as long as what I thought I had to. I thought that I was going to have to keep my word for at least a year, maybe even 2 years, and when it came down to it, I actually only had to keep my word for less than 24 hours. And it's amazing how God works. And it sounds so cliche to just have faith. I've always said that I've always talked about my faith. It's always been there, but the level that I have it to now is like nothing I have ever felt or experienced before, and it just made me want to believe in everything. So I want you guys to take away from this video just whatever it is that God's been asking you to do, whatever sacrifice He's been asking you to make, just do it. And I promise that you won't have to make that sacrifice for that long, and you might not even have to make that sacrifice at all, but you're never going to know until you actually do it. I promise. I understand it is so scary, and you don't want to do certain things because you are afraid of the outcome. But if God is telling you to do something, it is for your own good, and you will get whatever it is that you're praying for so much faster if you just do that. So yes, I hope you guys learned something from this. If you did, comment below, and I will see you guys next week.